And assuming that YouTube is not being a lying shit, we should be bang on right on time.
Well, we'll see, I suppose.
Oh, good lord. So, do you remember what we were doing at all?
Paralogs, I think.
Yeah, that was sort of my recollection as well.
I think we'd started one. We had like three or four that we like. Okay, not three or four, but we had like one or two that we still needed to do.
Yeah, two more to go.
And I recall basically being of the opinion I was going to be very not helpful in at least one of these.
One of them's got constants.
Yes, one of them I can play Constance. The other one I'm not going to be helpful in the least, I don't think.
I mean, I could put Geralt and Dark Priest and
You could, but Gerald and Dark Priest would be largely pointless because unless you've basically got Essence of Lightning or Essence of Darkness, Dark Priest isn't a particularly helpful class for male characters to be playing in.
oh, hey, fire. Oh, and it begins. Okay, time to start grabbing images. Hey, folder, please. Willow does not understand how to mute her shit.
I thought I had another picture of my kitten to look at, and nope, it took me back to a family dinner where someone didn't know how to eat cake. Well, not necessarily didn't know how to eat cake, was just choosing to eat cake with the incorrect utensil.
No, that was clearly the correct utensil you're on about.
And that's not entirely accurate, Fire. Believe it or not, Dimitri actually does really well in Dark Priest. Dark Bishop, whatever it's called.
Hubert does really well in it.
Yeah, Hubert does too. But I think they are basically the only ones that do particularly well in that class.
Like, Hubert is straight up busted in that class to the point where he's probably, like, just outright the best character in the game.
I suppose Malchez would do.
No, not to the same
Decently
level as
well.
Hubert. Unless you also steal Hubert's personal skill. At which point, yeah, sure. Because that's what makes Hubert so ridiculous in that class, is combining the spam of black magic with his personal skill. You just loop stuff in an infinite, like, chain of not being able to do things, which is hilarious. You know, is that everything, or are there still more coming?
Still mad and sad that Engage came out and got a deal, and got a DLC series, but this game got nothing.
This game got, you know,
Nothing.
an open. No, wait. This game got advertised.
I'd argue with that statement too.
I wouldn't. Nintendo was advertising it all over the place because it was the baby of their, you know, like, golden child that was Three Houses. I mean, Engage was also a mainline Fire Emblem, whereas this was not. So, it's understandable. that happened.
I mean, also, I don't really know where they'd add to the game.
Easy. But in the golden route, where, everybody comes together and actually resolves Shez's goddamn storyline.
I mean, sure, but the story in and of itself is fairly self-contained. I mean, do I
It's
wish
not.
you could?
There's a whole bunch of missing shit as regards Shez.
I do wish that they allowed S supports though. Like so many of the support conversations insinuate or imply an S support to fully resolve, and we don't get those.
Go play Three Houses Scrub Lords. Or any of those numerous characters that exist in the story but never actually do shit because they aren't playable for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, like not
Eloise.
Holst. Like Eloise and Judith and
Or I don't know, give Rhea and or Sothis actually supports with people.
no, that's ridiculous. Serial, yeah, Serial. Randall.
I mean,
Fleisch.
so
Let me play his Fleisch.
So I'm not arguing we should be able to play as Fleisch because that's dumb, but I would argue that Judith and Randolph probably should have been playable characters, so that there was the same degree of weight to screwing up the Bylither recruit on the other routes.
There would never. There's no character on Nazi Eagles that could possibly carry the same weight, full stop, as Judith or Rodrigue.
I
it's
agree.
not possible because Edelgard doesn't give a fuck about anybody.
Granted, but like
maybe actually
Judith,
attempt to give Randolph literally any reason to care about him.
Judith for sure should have been playable though.
Probably, but alas, thus was not to be the case, as it turns out. Oh boy, I need to remember how this all functions. It's been a while.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I forget everything very quickly. For thousands of years, he's laid dormant. I know that Petra was just trying to help, but whatever that was she tried putting me through, it'd be more than a stretch to have called it training. I'm never gonna learn anything about archery at this rate. Is that you, Bernie? Why are you huddled into the corner of the training field like this? And please don't shoot any more arrows at me. Uh-oh. It's just you, Ash. Sorry about that. It's fine. Why are you so worried about somebody firing arrows at you, Bernie? Well, for some reason, recently, I'd felt an urge to try learning about archery. So I tried to ask Petra if she could teach me anything, but her idea of teaching turned out to just be have the luck with avoiding these 100 arrows I'm now to be shooting you with. Oh, I guess I can see why you'd be a little out of sorts after that. Yeah, I don't think I could convince myself to try asking her for another lesson after that. Have you tried asking Shamir then? She used to be an archery teacher back at Garrett Mock, so I bet she could help you out. I thought about asking her, but Shamir's just too intense for me to try talking to. Well, that's fair, I suppose. But with those two out of the question, I don't think we have anyone else here at camp proficient enough at archery to help you. Hold on. You used to have a bow, didn't you, Ash? I feel it. I might have once, but if I did, it must have been from before I'd even joined the Officers Academy. Why do you ask? Well, I was just thinking, if you've used a bow before, then you must have, some idea of the basics, right? So maybe you could teach them to me? Bernie, I don't think I'd be able to help you. I'm a dancer, not an archer. I admit that I have some vague memories of using a bow once a long time ago, but oh, please, Ash, you're the only other person I'd be able to ask. All right, I'll see what I can do. Just try not to get your hopes up. I don't think there's really much I'd even know about. What is it? Just remember. Ash, are you okay? Oh, come down to... Why are you just standing there like that? Whether or not. Oh no, did I do something wrong? Did I make his brain stop working? You have. Oh, you've really done it now, Bernie. I have to hurry up and find someone to help me take the shot! Just absolutely destroying the targets. Huh? It looks like every one of those was a bullseye, but how? I honestly couldn't tell you how I did that just now, but something about this, it just feels like finding a favorite hat again that I haven't seen in a long time. I'm still not really confident that I'd be a good enough teacher for you, but if you'd really be okay with trying to learn archery from someone who has as little experience with it as I do, then I wouldn't mind trying to help you figure this stuff out until you can find someone better suited for it, Bernie. Oh, thanks, Ash. Oh, somehow, I just have this strange feeling that there is no better person for me to have asked.
So Bio says, since you wouldn't remember, Ash walked off at the end of the images from last week to see what Bernie was shouting about. This picks up from there, since before it cut away to Jadu and Byleth instead.
I did remember somebody walking off. I couldn't remember who specifically. I did remember somebody going to go see what was up with Bernie. Yeah, I couldn't remember who though. Add maintaining her cover to the list of jobs she sucks at. And there. That should take care of the outline. Alright, now as long as I don't mess up filling in the details and face again, this one might finally turn out... Oh, so this is where you've been, Ignatz. I was wondering if you... I wasn't painting anything just now! I didn't say you were. Oh, it's just you, Sylvain. Right. Anyways, I was wondering if you could maybe help me out with something? You want my help? Wouldn't it be better to just ask someone else? After all, there's not much I'm good for outside of numbers and painting, which I definitely was not doing just now. Yeah, see, that is where you're in luck, my friend. Because that is exactly what I need your help with. Painting by numbers. What do you mean? Well, the thing is, I could really use your help with finding out more about this painting here. Wow, that's quite the stunning work of art you have with you. Where did you happen to find something like this, Sylvain? I actually stumbled into it in an old storage room when I returned home the other week, since I had to head over there so my father could give me what was supposed to be my Lance of Ruin. Putting that aside, something about the person in it just bugged me for some reason. So I decided to bring it back with me to try finding out more about it. Well, I suppose if you really need my help, then I can try taking a look at it for you. There's not really anything I could tell you about the person that's drawn here, but I think I can make a decent guess at how old the painting is. Hey, that's still more than I could figure out. So, what do you got for me, Ignatz? Keep in mind, this is largely guesswork on my part without a more thorough analysis, but judging by the pigment of blue used for her dress, I'd say this painting is roughly, 200 years old at the very least. 200? But that means this thing is nearly as old as something like the Officers' Academy, doesn't it? That's correct, though now that you've mentioned the Officers' Academy, something about the woman in this painting almost feels familiar for some Hey, either of you two know anything fun to do around here other than pranking Felix? And what's with the picture of Punch Lady? Punch Lady? Who are you even talking about, Professor? And why are you here? Door was open. You know, Punch Lady. Has that big hat, green hair, kind of shit judge a character, spends most of her time using relaxation herbs in a room, Archbishop of the Church. Any of this ringing a bell? Are you referring to Lady Rhea? Yeah, Punch Lady, yes. Anyways, what's up with the painting? I haven't seen her for a few years, so did she end up dyeing her hair blonde while I wasn't around or something? No? Besides, I know I haven't had a chance to more thoroughly examine it yet, but I can still tell this painting is hundreds of years old. It's simply not possible for it to be Lady Rhea. Nah, you'd be surprised at how little a difference that makes. Besides, just look at the thing. Aside from the blonde hair and not having a big hat, that's obviously Punch Lady. Actually, now that she mentions it, this portrait does kind of resemble Lady Rhea. Almost to a startling degree, in fact. See? At least Sylvain gets it. Pretty damn stupid to commission a portrait of yourself when you're trying to hide how old you are, if you ask me. Apologies, but what was that last part? We couldn't quite hear you. Yeah, that was the point. Anyhow, how's that painting of Flame you're trying to hide coming along? I can actually tell who it is for once, so I guess you at least aren't as terrible at drawing people as you were before. What do you mean painting? Please don't tell Sedith, Professor.
So Bio says, the sketch outline of Flame that Ignatz was working on took a couple of hours to put together, by the way.
Yeah, I bet. Caution. Poking bears is not advisable for one's continued health.
Sorry, I'm just flashing back to Bear Roar.
Bear roar! Marta!
It's so dumb. I don't know why it makes me laugh so much.
Well, the worst part about it, right, and this is something that you couldn't possibly know, but one of the reasons it was so funny to me at the time is the way that the voice actor delivered that line was almost identical to the way that the English voice actor for Inosuke in Demon Slayer voices his Borush! It's almost identical. It's just scary.
Sorry, but Bear Roar.
Bear roar!
Okay, I'll get my laughing under control. I promise.
It's nice that I at least have kitchen duty to keep me busy, but then that I've already. But what? I know I'm reading it right, but that I'm having some kind of mental block, or the question doesn't make sense in my brain. I'm sure it's fine, but God, my brain is broken. No, I've already sorted out all my chores around camp for the day, so maybe I should bring up introducing some new recreational activities at the next meeting. Me aside, I'm sure the others that spend most of the time in camp would also probably appreciate that too. Excuse me. I apologize for interrupting you. You seem to be deep in thought, but could I trouble you for a bowl of that soup? Oh, yeah, sure thing. Give me a second. Alright, here you go. Dimitri? Why are you so shocked to see me here, Shez? It is mealtime, after all. Yeah, sorry about that. It's just you actually being here to eat on time with the rest of us wasn't something I expected to see today. Or ever, frankly. I guess I can see where you're coming from, given my usual eating habits. So why are you here anyways? Are you finally taking a break for once? Not so much, no. I was on my way back to my office from the infirmary when... Wait. Why were you in the infirmary? Did something happen to you, or did Mercy just need to talk about her medical supplies again? Neither. It seems there was an incident recently involving Linhart. Linhart? What happened? He appears to have had one of his arms get broken. How? I can't say Linhart is really the active type, so what was he doing that led to that happening to him? Well, apparently it wasn't so much what he was doing, but more so what he wasn't doing. Okay, and what does that mean? It seems that he has been skipping out on the weekly meetings again in order to do some kind of crest-related tests on Constance. Did her cheery side get annoyed over it and hit him too hard or something? No, the one who did that was actually the professor. Professor Byleth broke Linhart's arm. Why? Well, from what Mercedes was able to explain, it seems that recently Linhart had been offloading a lot of his work onto Dorothea just so he could spend more of his time sleeping, which caused her to fall ill for several days from exhaustion. And upon learning about it, the professor rather bluntly informed Linhart that she would break his arms if he didn't start doing his work properly for once. Wow. That's, surprising, I know. I'm amazed she only broke one of his arms, not both, like she said. Wait, that is the part you're hung up on? Shouldn't you, I don't know, punish her or something for what she did? She broke Linhart's arm. It's kind of a big deal, you know? I don't see why I would, to be honest. Everyone knows the professor doesn't make idle threats, so Linhart had no one to blame but himself for still neglecting his work despite that. Especially after what he caused to happen to Dorothea. But if she did that to him, then why wouldn't you... It's probably best to just not question any of it. Alright, since I feel that it's not going anywhere. What was that you were saying earlier before I cut you off about why you're actually eating here for once? I mean, and sorry about the cutting you off thing. Yes, well, you all right there, Dimitri? Sorry, it's just I'm sure you're aware that Marianne has recently taken it upon herself to bring meals for me to eat when I'm working, yes. She's mentioned it before, yeah. Well, what about it? Well, she has also mentioned on several occasions now that she thinks it's rather unfortunate that I'm unable to attend meals with the others because of how busy I am. So when I happened to pass by the cafeteria on the way back to my office, I decided to stop here for a while to eat before resuming my paperwork. Huh. Why is it never this easy to convince Dimitri to take a break when me or Dedu ask him instead? Because you're not the hot, well, cold, I suppose, blue-haired chick that he has a thing for.
By the way, Bio says back in the first panel it wasn't supposed to be, then that. It was supposed to be then what. And Bio says the mistake isn't fine.
Oh. I genuinely thought I was having some kind of fucking mental block and like... I'm desperately trying to figure out, like, what am I misreading? What is wrong with my brain today?
So, genuinely, before I saw Bio's correction, my thought was kind of along the lines of it being a then what situation where I was like, in my mind I was reading it, because again, I also was assuming Bio didn't make mistakes.
Bio doesn't make mistakes.
I'd have
Bio
read it,
has happy little
like,
accidents.
I would have read it as, you know, it's nice that I at least have kitchen duty today to keep me busy, but then that? Like,
yeah, that's kind of where, like, that's how I assumed it was supposed to be read, and my brain was just like, no, I refuse to acknowledge these words as being, like, acceptable. I sure wish I knew this was a thing in the last game. Oh, come on, girl. You've hardly eaten any of your food. You aren't feeling sick, are you? Sad horse noises. Oh, damn it. This isn't good. There has to be something I can do for you. Hey, you should give her some hay instead. She doesn't want to eat more oats. I guess she has been getting oats for a while now, so maybe switching it up will... hold on, who said that? Oh, it's you, Marianne. Was it your turn to take care of the horses today? Yes. Go right ahead then. I know you always look forward to it when it's your turn. Actually, how could you tell that she wanted hay like that? Was it something about the way she was moving? No, she said that she's getting tired of eating this low-quality feed, so she'd like to eat something else for a while instead. Well, I guess that makes sense. The stuff we've been stuck using lately isn't really the best. Wait. She said she was tired of the feed. That almost makes it sound like you can talk to horses or something. It isn't really something that I like to bring up, but you actually can talk to horses. Well, it's less so that I can talk to them and more that I just understand them. Wow, that's honestly that's just incredible. Do you think you could teach me how to do that too? I'm sorry, but I think it has something to do with my crest, so teaching you how just unfortunately isn't something I can do, Ingrid. Yeah, I guess I should have figured. Crests always seem to work in weird ways like that. I mean, His Majesty has that weird super strength of his, Mercedes has her incredible healing abilities and resistance to magic. I apparently have that thing my eyes have started doing recently when I pick up Lewin. Hey, why haven't you brought this up before, Marianne? Being able to talk with horses like you do seems like it must be a really useful thing. If the others knew about it, you could probably help at the stables whenever you'd want. I have had bad experiences in the past when it comes to other people learning about my abilities. My adoptive father in particular, he forbade me from going near any of our family's horses after he found out, because he thought I had lost my mind and was simply making it up and didn't want word to get out so potential suitors wouldn't think I was damaged goods. Oh, well, that's just... I'm really sorry to hear that. Though I also can't exactly say I'm surprised to know about it. The professor honestly can't get her hands on that bastard soon enough. It's alright, Ingrid. It isn't something that I let bother me. Not anymore. Oh, if it's alright with you, I would appreciate if you kept this between us. Ah, no problem, Marianne. If you don't want me to say anything, then my lips are sealed. Though, while you're here, there's actually been something else that's off with my Pegasus that I was hoping you could help with. There is? What's the matter with her? Well, she doesn't have a problem taking off during practice, but whenever we've had to go into an actual battle lately, Belle just walks up and refuses to move. Alright, I'll see if there's anything I can do. Excuse me, if you wouldn't mind, could you please tell me what's wrong, Belle? Worried horse noises. So, what's she saying? She doesn't like flying into battlefields because she thinks they're too dangerous. For you, I mean. She doesn't want to risk you getting hurt if something happened to her mid-flight. So you've just been worried for me then, huh, Belle? I'm grateful that you're looking out for me, but I'll be fine. Now that I have both Lewin and my Lance of Ruin, me getting hurt isn't something you gotta worry about anymore. Promise. Annoyed horse noises. Huh? What's she saying now, Marianne? She, also says that your new lance is quite heavy, so she doesn't like having to carry it around with her while in flight, and that if you're going to insist on bringing it with you everywhere, she would like to be given higher quality feed as compensation. Oh, really? So suddenly you have a problem with the weight of an extra lance, but you don't care about the extra weight you gain from the better feed? I see how it is. Pissed horse noises. Oh my. Where did she learn such colorful language? Well, what did she have to say to that? It, wasn't really something I would be comfortable with repeating.
So, Bio says, okay, this. I originally wasn't even going to put a name out there when I first wrote this, but then after a while, seeing it just keep saying my Pegasus over and over bothered me. a lot. So for about a solid hour while I was paneling last week, I just had the question of, okay, but what am I going to replace that with so it sounds less terrible to read? At first I thought, well, Lewin is a super Irish-sounding spear, so maybe I'll go that route. But then I realized I know almost nothing for names when it comes to female Irish characters. And then I thought, well...
That's not true. You know at least 3.
And then I thought, well, if that won't work, then Ingrid is also super into fighting stuff, so maybe a war god or something. Then the only female one of those I know was too on the nose for me. So after that I thought, damn, I guess Galatea sounds super Greek to me, so maybe something from that would work. At which point, I settled on the name that I did. Which I'm sure Inu knows what it's short for.
Yes. Yes. Took me a minute, but yes. How versed are you in Greek? Greek like mythology?
Female figures in Greek mythology, not particularly well.
Okay, what about horses?
No!
You ever heard of Perseus?
Yes.
Perseus had a flying horse.
Uh-huh.
It's Bellerophon.
Ah, okay.
At least I'm pretty sure that was Perseus and not somebody else. They get so confused, because that was one of those things that they're like, what if Hercules, though? And it was super not Hercules at all.
Okay, so here's the thing about the Disney Hercules movie. Let me go on a quick tangent here. Like, from a mythology standpoint, it is super inaccurate and has absolutely
they're
nothing,
using the
like,
Roman Hercules with all of the Greek gods for one thing. And then
they're
they made him
blending
simultaneously Perseus, Jason, Achilles, probably like 3 or 4 other people simultaneously.
Yeah. And they actually stole the love interest from other Greek mythology as well. But before we get into that, like, so it's super like mythology and lore inconsistent. However, the soundtrack's amazing.
Yeah, true story. Best soundtrack of any like golden era, like golden Renaissance era Disney.
Tarzan also had an excellent soundtrack, but it was really just Phil Collins.
Yeah, that was just Genesis. Sorry, Phil Collins. He wasn't with Genesis at that point, or at least he didn't do any of the music for it with Genesis. That was just Phil Collins. Never mind the rest of his band.
But yeah, Hercules has probably one of my favorite Disney movie soundtracks.
So good. Fishing up some new information. I'd never really thought of it before since I've always been busy with fighting and chores, but I can't say I like being stuck with nothing to do like this. Well, I guess if nothing else, at least I can still enjoy some fishing. Gerald, what are you doing out here? Oh, it's you, kid. You were here to fish, then go right ahead. I don't mind sharing the spot. Women want me, fish fear me. A good hat. That's what it's always said on it, but you know. Been a while since I've been able to make out the text. It's definitely too small to read in the portrait, in the... over there. Over... behind... Yeah.
Guys, that looked ridiculous watching him do in real life.
Don't worry about it.
It looked briefly like my brother was having a stroke.
See, the problem with not having full body tracking, which you couldn't do without 3D anyways, is that you can't do hand gestures. They don't work. But also, I don't have the tact to do full body tracking anyway. Although, theoretically, I could do hand tracking because I do have the Quest upstairs that, you know, I have the controllers for, so theoretically I could do hand tracking, but again, 3D model. And that shit is ridiculous expensive. Holy crap. You were here to fish too? Of course. An old man like me has to have his hobbies after all. Now come on over. The fish have been really out in force over here today, so there's plenty to go around. Hey, what's the matter? You're worried about sitting next to me just because we were enemies a few weeks ago. That's all water under the bridge now. No, that's not it. I was just wondering if you actually remembered me is all. Remember you? Where would I have remembered you from if we only met a few weeks ago? Does the name Burling mean anything to you? Burling, huh? What does that sound? Oh, that's right. So then, 3 years back, I was part of Burling's mercenaries, a company that your daughter wiped out, yeah. Sorry about that, kid. We'd been contracted to wipe out a bandit camp in the area, but your group ended up getting in the way while we were there, and, my kid, she was in a really bad mood that day, so she thought you were all part of the bandits we were sent to take out. She did all that because she was in a bad mood? She was talking to herself about resets and timelines a lot at the time. Can't say I get what she meant, but that's what happened. Burling had a good group under her, so I take it you probably still have a grudge against us for what happened to them all, huh? No, I don't. Burling, her group was one of the best I'd ever stayed with, and I'll admit that it did hurt for a while at the time to lose them, but even for as good a group as Burling had, I wouldn't trade the friends I'm with now for the world. Well, I guess with all that having been said, this might not mean much for me, given how much my group's put you through, but I really want to thank you, kid. Thank me? For what? For getting us to come here like this. I'm sure she'd never say this herself, but for some reason, my daughter, she was stuck in a really bad place for a good while. She'd never give a straight answer when I'd try asking what was wrong, but I could still tell something was just getting at her really bad. It only got worse after that first time we ran into you again during that mess with Lenato. Her hardly talking to people was honestly pretty normal for her, but she was eating less than she should have, barely getting any sleep even before she started glowing, and even though she tried not to, sometimes her mood would just get so bad that she'd even snap at me on occasion too. I never really knew what I could do to help her, since things like that, well, they aren't my strong suit, but even if she tries not to show it, ever since we first rolled into your camp a few weeks back, not once in her life have I ever seen my daughter as happy as she is right now. I don't know why, but I don't know why being here means so much to her, but it means the world to me to see her like this after the way she's been the last few years, so I just wanted to thank you for still giving Byleth a chance, even after what she's done to you before. I really do appreciate that, but if there's anyone who deserves your thanks, it's my friends, not me. I may have been the one who managed to talk your daughter into joining us, but they were the ones who wanted it to happen most, and your group wouldn't be here now if it weren't for them. I think I can see how you managed to even get through to someone like my daughter. You really are a good kid, Chez. Now come on over and help me reel some of these things in. Say, Gerald, if you were out here to fish, then where's your net? Net? Nah, I don't need one of those things. You don't? How are you gonna catch the fish after you reel them in then? Well, these old mitts of mine might not be as dexterous as they used to be, but that doesn't mean they still can't make a half-decent fist. Huh? A fist? What's that have to do with fishing? Yeah, a lot more than you'd think, kid. Now go ahead and take a seat, because it looks like I'm about to show you how we catch fish in my family.
So, Bio says.
Old punch dad.
So this is the one I've specifically been holding on to until after we got to the end of the support interlude. Also, with Gerald's hat, I personally like to imagine that it's actually something Byleth got for him, but since it was before JPEG was around, she had no idea what was actually written on it. But Gerald still wears it regardless because he appreciates the thought behind it so much. It's also something I've alluded to a few times before now, but Byleth generally doesn't treat her something that I can't see it past a emoji on my screen.
Well, get the emoji off
I
your
don't know
screen.
how to. All it does is give me other emojis when I press it. During the few years she and JPEG were stuck here before finally joining the group again.
Herself. The word is herself.
I had a feeling, but literally I can't get rid of it. It won't go away. And when I press it, all it does is show me a bunch of other emojis that I could instead use on the stream.
It sounds to me like you need to get a different keyboard, because it's probably your Android keyboard being a problem.
So sometimes I kind of have to guess at what the last couple letters on a...
All play and no
are.
work makes for a very unsound Chez. Chez, why are you sitting here in the corner of camp? Not having anything better to do, like usual. What about you, Annie? Well, Constance just got a rare gem she spent the last few months trying to find for a new spell she's been working on, and she asked Mercy and I to help her test it out, so we were just wondering if you'd like to come along with us? Why not just ask Professor Byleth for help like everyone else does? He probably knows more about magic than me anyways. Well, no one actually knows where she is right now. Last we heard, she apparently went on a walk or something earlier. Wait, so that means I actually get to help with something again for once? Yeah, we could really use the extra muscle in case something goes wrong. You know how trying Constance can be to people that aren't used to her. Then I'm in. Just give me a few minutes and I'll go grab all my gear. I'll even pretend to have overlooked the fact that I was your second choice. This is probably the most excited I've seen her be for anything in the last month. Sure thing. Just don't take too long, okay? We've still got some time before the sun sets to scope out a good spot, but unless we hurry with it, we might run out of nighttime before Constance is done with her tests. Later that day... okay. Stupid, stop grabbing the background. I had to very quickly scan the colors and make sure that I was not confusing Mercy and Constance. Thank you for agreeing to come with us on such short notice, Chez. It feels nice to be out here with you once again after so long. I hear you on that. It really does feel like it's been forever now since the last time the two of us got to work together on something, Mercy. So, now that we're a good ways from camp, what is this new spell I've been hearing about, Constance? So your curiosity has at last reached its peak. You need not understand the details, but suffice to say, by utilizing the spell to channel the energy of this rare gemstone, I shall be able to unleash beams of incredible destructive power over unmatched distances. Though regrettably, I fear that we shall not find anything I would deem worthy enough to test its might on before night's end. Well, that castle over there is abandoned, right? Why not just use that as a target? Bez? What was that you said just now? I said we could blow up that castle to test the spell out. There shouldn't be anybody in it, so I think it would be a pretty exciting way to see if it works or not. What do you think, Constance? Yes, such a feat may in fact prove as a suitable method for which to demonstrate the untold power of this spell to the world. Constance, I do beg your pardon, but if you wouldn't mind, Annie and I would like a moment to speak with Chez in private. Very well, but do not tarry for long. True genius such as my own waits not for anyone. So, what exactly did you guys need to talk to me about? Are you feeling well, Chez? Huh? Yeah, I'm just fine. Why? Are you absolutely sure that you've been doing okay lately? Yes? Seriously, what is this about? I just told you that I'm fine, didn't I? We apologize for asking you like this, but what you said just now about the castle, that simply wasn't something that you would normally say. Not something that I would normally say. What does that even mean? Well, it's just doing something like that. It sounded like something you would suggest. It sounded less like something you would suggest and more like something the professor would have said. You think I sounded like Professor Violet? Come on, I don't see what's so bad about suggesting we... Oh. Did I really just suggest we blow up a building when we don't even know for sure that no one's in it? It would seem so. Oh my god. Not having anything to do for the last month, it must have made me go more stir-crazy than I thought. Not to mention all that damn beeping! Beeping? What beeping? It's nothing. Just nothing. How about we all just get out of here to look for another test site before Constance starts to seriously size up the castle? I believe that would be a wise decision. Holy shit, how in the fuck does she run so... Huh? Did either of you two hear something just now? Oh god, she's cutting through us like nothing! Quick, bring out the hostages before she... I don't believe that I did, no. What about you, Annie? Why would you morons even bother taking hostages in the first place if you don't even know how to use them properly? No, it must have just been the wind you heard, Ches. I have no idea what's going on in that castle, but I can definitely tell that it's better for us if we don't have any part of it.
So, Bio says, first off, with regard to the emoji thing, it's also something he's struggled with before. And he says, I also had no idea how to make the stupid emoji icon go away on YouTube chat. Either it just stopped being there for him one day.
Way.
He says also, you have no idea how annoying it was to work with Constance. First of all, I had to go out of my way to find a background that was both specifically at night and had something close enough in resemblance to an abandoned castle. And her speech. The first line of dialogue she had alone was enough to push that back by a couple of days because I just could not figure out how to make her sound. She talks in a similarly stuck-up and self-important tone to Lorenz, but also in a way that is very distinctly different from him at the same time, so figuring out how to actually differentiate the two. I hate having to work with Constance so much. It also just gave her a literal... I also just gave her a literal Chaos Emerald as the rare gemstone she used for her spell, because fuck it.
I mean, I figured it was either going to be something like that, or like, I don't know, Rin's pendant or something. Rin's gemstones from midnight, you know. And last up, the tipping point of patience. Another day, another round of training drills done with. Can't say I was expecting to be put in charge of keeping these kids in shape once we got here, but it's nothing I can't handle so long as I can still unwind with a bit of fishing at the end of the day. Speaking of kids, I wonder where Byleth ran off to. Would have asked her to come along with me, but she wasn't at practice like she'd usually be. JPEG, I get that it doesn't look like I've made much progress here, but in my defense, have you ever tried to wash this much blood out of your clothes before? Huh? Byleth, what are you doing here by the river? Oh, hey Dad, I'm just trying to get all this blood out of my clothes. And your clothes are covered in blood because... I found a castle full of bandits nearby while on a walk last night. Tore them all to pieces because I was bored. It was this whole thing, you know how it is. Given how many times I've found you coated in some random bandit's blood after you came back from one of your walks, I guess you aren't wrong to say that. At least you actually checked to be sure they were bandits first this time, right? I mean, they apparently had hostages or some shit, so I kinda just assumed. Anyways, you have other changes of clothes, right? Why not just wear something else? Because I've been through a lot with this outfit, so I'm not about to throw it away just because of a few gallons of blood. You really do remind me so much of Citri sometimes. Yeah, who the hell even is that? Citri was your mother's name. I swear, she could be every bit as stubborn as you are when it came to certain things. You two really are a lot alike, though she was admittedly a bit better at expressing herself and a lot less prone to spilling blood everywhere. Huh, neat. Hey, why don't you ever talk about my mom anyways? Till I saw that tombstone for her that one time, I didn't even know she existed. How could you even have... Never mind that. Anyways, I have my reasons for it. Like what? It's just difficult. Been a long time now that she's been gone, but it's still not something that's easy to bring up. And aside from that, I also had some disagreements with a lot of the choices her mother made, which doesn't help matters much either. Oh, you mean Punch Lady, right? Punch Lady? Sweetie, I know that you enjoy giving people nicknames, but do you think you could help me out a bit on this one? I can't say that Punch Lady is really all that descriptive. Didn't I just have this same conversation a couple days ago? Seth's boss. Hold on, that means you were talking about... Byleth, so far I've looked the other way with all the strange things you seem to know about the last few years, but not this time. I need you to explain to me right now how you know that about Lady Rhea. Oh, yeah, that one's actually pretty easy. See, me and JPEG kind of got bored sometimes during that 2-year month we had, right? So whenever we had nothing better to do, we ended up reading through a bunch of secret journals Punch Lady hid around her room that she wrote about her time during running the school. What? Yeah, it turns out she didn't actually bother hiding them that well, so I kinda just found out about a bunch of stuff while organizing the place into my new storage room. Did you know Punch Lady never even told Seth, of all people, that she had a daughter? Because I think that's hilarious. Dad? Something wrong? You mad because I made fun of Seth? Because I won't apologize for that. Byleth, do you ever plan to give me a serious answer for how you know all these things? Ever since that time I found you asleep in the barn a few years ago, it felt like you just changed so much overnight. You talk all the time about people you hadn't even met before, could use magic out of nowhere, and suddenly knew about things that there's no possible way for you to have known. I'm not angry that you somehow found out about Rhea being what she is to us, but with all the other strange things you've had no issues talking about, I'm just starting to worry about what it could be that even you don't think should be said. I can't... It isn't something I like to think about. Sorry, Dad. Tell you what, how about for now, we just forget about all that and the blood on your clothes, and the both of us go spend some time fishing together. I'll reel him in and you can punch him for me, just like the old times back when I first taught you how to fish. Sound good? And let's get to it, sweetie. And I know I've never told you this before, but the one who first showed me how to fish this way was actually your mother. She was? Yeah, she was. Now let's go get settled into a good spot and I'll tell you all about it.
Okay, let's see. So the end bit here is actually something I was originally considering bringing up as a note when I originally wrote the one with Geralt and Shez. Decided to put it in here since this situation came up. Also, since Byleth learned punch fishing from Geralt, Geralt learned it from Byleth's mom, you can probably guess where punch fishing actually originated to begin with.
Sothis. I'm gonna go with Sothis. It's all JPEG's idea. Because, I mean, where would Rhea have gotten it from if not from, JPEG? Clearly Punch Lady got it from JPEG.
I mean...
And JPEG, as best as I can tell, is like some kind of space alien or some shit? Like...
Essentially, yes.
So, there's that. Unless I got bamboozled, which doesn't look like I did. Okay, that's the last one. I'm gonna bring us back over here. Or, no, not back over here. We haven't been over there before. I can bring us over there. Okay. Right.
2 seconds. I'm gonna do the chord for my...
My brain refused to come up with the word paralogue for a second there. I'm like, it's interlude time.
I mean, pretty much the same thing, honestly.
It's the fate. It's poisoned my brain. And I was like, interludes. Interludes, obviously. Wait.
Bio says, if anything, JPEG would probably just shoot a magic javelin at fish instead of even bothering with a fishing rod in the first place. Probably true.
JPEG just takes the Klee approach to fishing. She just goes boom blasting with, you know, fire magic.
Now she takes the flame approach and just casts aura. I will kill all the fish. Space lasers.
Punch Lady clearly only learned punching because she knew it was highly effective against mages and she just wanted to rebel against her mom.
I'd be there for that canon. Like, rebellious teenage Drea.
Rebellious teenage Punch Lady, where she's just like, fuck you, Mom! I'm gonna learn to punch things, and then I'll be better than you! Oh shit, my mom died. I'm gonna make a sword out of her spine. That seems reasonable. Then I'll never use it, because I have this different sword, which is not made of her spine.
Well, I mean,
and then I'll never use it, and I'll just punch a dude to death instead.
So that's the other thing, though, is she made the sword out of Sothis' spine, out of weird missing of her mom, but also made it so she herself couldn't use the sword made out of her mother's spine. At least couldn't use it to the effect that it requires a crest that exclusively belongs to my mother to utilize this sword properly. So I turned her into a sword for fun, I guess.
Right, as obviously the singular mage who realizes that you can actually just use magic so that you can punch harder. No, Rin Saka did it first. Let's be clear about this. All right, which paralog are we?
I mean, you might as well get the one you have to do without me out of the way first. Evil's Bane and Love's
protection.
I read persecution. Protection.
I think that's protection, not prosecution.
But that is what it looks like from where I'm sitting without looking at my screen on my tablet.
Only someone with specifically my mom's crest can use this sword. That way, if anyone who can use it actually shows up, I'll immediately know they're actually my mom. Yeah, that's, I mean, fair, right?
Still me, still Willow.
Yeah, still hasn't changed. Willow is still Willow.
Still his sister.
I've not replaced her with a different Willow. Although, there is the Buffy Willow.
I wouldn't be mad about you replacing me with Allison.
I'm sorry, that would, it's like...
I would be completely fine
especially
with that.
Buffy era, especially Buffy era, like, I'm sorry, it's how it is. You know?
No, would not blame you in the least.
Although even like Penn and Teller
Nice of you
Fool
to
Us
finally join us.
version, like, 10 years later, still,
yeah, sorry
pretty
about
fine,
that.
not gonna lie.
Only
is
someone
quite
with
the
mom's
lineup
crest
you've got
can use
here,
this
though.
sword. That way, if
Nothing
someone
but the
who
best.
can actually use it shows up, I'll immediately know they're
appreciate your
actually
eye
my
for it.
mom.
But yes, we have Shamir, Catherine, and Gil.
Except that's
I
not
mean,
strictly true, because
Gustav.
then she shoved her mom's
And, of
crest
course,
stone into
myself,
somebody's chest, so...
Captain
And-
Gerald.
Oh yeah, she could have used the sword, because she had the
Knights of
crest stone
Ceros
in the
are
sword.
reunited
Literally
at
anyone could
last.
use the sword. It was holding its own crest stone.
There.
Eloise.
Wait, Gerald was in the Knights of Ceros?
You and your big
Ray is
mouth.
just too weird about
Yeah,
her mom
I
to
used to
not
work
make
with
it so
them
the
in the
sword
past.
made
It's
of
not
her
a big
spine
deal.
wouldn't just be a long form divining
But
rod to
back
tell
to
her
the
when her
matter
mom
at
somehow
hand.
existed
No,
again.
No, except the
Big
crest
cooking
stones are
together
in
a
all
crew
of the
like this.
other heroes' relics
Something
too.
really big. I can smell it.
Aardbar has
So come on, old man.
theirs, Lance of
Dimitri
Ruin has
must have
theirs.
told you what's going
So it's
on.
not.
Old man.
So it's not the fact that
Hey, when
you know
you've
the
known him
crest
as long
stone's
as I have,
embedded
you
in
can
the
call him
weapon that
whatever
lets
you want.
people use it.
Go on, Gustav.
We have been asked to hunt down.
I mean, it
the
is
remains of
blatantly,
the dark
blatantly what
mages
gave
committed
Byleth her
by
crest,
Cornelia.
though, because otherwise she would have had the crest of Saros.
Well,
No matter how you look at it. Because Gerald has the crest of Saros, and Citri definitely had the crest of Saros.
I don't think that's the case because both Citri and Byleth had the crest stone for the crest of flames physically in their bodies. The reason Citri had to die so Byleth could live was because she basically told Rhea, take the crest stone and give it to her.
Oh. Hey, we get to go beat up Cornelia's remnants. That's fun.
Does this mean we know where they're hiding?
It's just too weird
We
about her
located
mom
a
to
woodland
not make it
cave
so
in
the
Kingdom
sword made
territory they appear
a
to be
first
using
find
as a
wouldn't be a
hideout.
long-term divining rod to tell her where her
However,
mom
a
somehow
report
existed
also
again.
indicates that the mages are preparing to abandon the cave imminently.
Because the thing is that when Rhea
This is our
created
chance.
Citri,
When they begin to move,
and when
we will fall
Citri,
upon them
or
and
rather when
eliminate them
Violet
all.
was born, like,
So
the
cut
creation
down the
of
mages
Citri
before
was an
they can
attempt by
escape.
Rhea to
Easy
force
enough.
the rebirth of Sothis.
Or maybe not so easy, considering who we're up against.
Eat
We'd
your
best
wife.
stay on
God
our toes.
fucking no.
Yeah.
I really do just suck at actually
Yet
dealing
I
with
remain
anything
convinced
to do
our
with
combined
Cornelia,
powers
don't we?
are
I mean,
enough to prevail
basically.
against even the stoutest foe.
And we suck so much
Just
we're
as we
even
did
bringing
back in our
Alois
days
with
with
us this time.
And our knights as well.
Like, just look at the team we're dealing with here. It's Shez, Shamir, Catherine, Gerald, fucking Gustav, and Alois.
Look, it's still not the worst paralog team because that absolutely goes
Yikes, huh?
to
Good one.
Catherine.
Oh,
Gerald.
Very good, very good. I'm glad
Um,
someone here is
Leonie
sharp
Byleth.
enough to appreciate
That
my
one was a hot
razor
mess.
wit.
Yeah, Violet was there, so it would have been easy.
Yeah,
do you
but
ever
it's
stop
just
messing
further
around,
reason why you
Alois?
really have to hate Leonie.
Let's just get on with this. So who's actually leading this little operation?
For the love of God, don't
I
encourage
mean,
him,
everyone
Shez.
here is more than capable of handling themselves on
So
a
Bio, you'll
battlefield.
appreciate this. When I took
My place is
My
on the
kit
front
into the
line,
vet.
swinging a sword.
this week,
Leave the orders to somebody
the
else.
vet.
He was there on
Yep.
Thursday.
I'll follow whoever. You choose.
Oh, that's right. I put it in chat
I will
there.
respect the group's
Asked
decision.
how I was feline, and I was
In
real
that case,
mad.
I think there can only be one choice. Captain Gerald.
Me, huh? Great. I'd have better luck herding cats than getting this ragtag team to fall in line.
You don't say.
Defeat those who slither in the dark. Just all of them.
Yeah,
At once.
everybody
Everybody.
with this team.
Uh-huh. Alright, well, who am I stapling to myself for good measure? Errol?
Do any of them have an elemental assist ability?
I don't know.
Catherine might have lightning assist.
Errol doesn't, that's for damn sure. Shamir. No. Catherine. There's Essence of Fire.
Why did I think she had lightning?
Well, that's a no.
Bio, weird that Catherine has Child's a sword like that. Wherever did she find that to begin with?
Yeah, right? Weird. Also, why are you... They'll be an armor knight. Congratulations. Also, you can have Freikugel, apparently. Why not? Nobody else is using it, so I guess you might as well bonk a dude with it.
Crest of Gauntlet.
No. Freikugel is literally Hilda's axe.
Look, for whatever reason, Hilda's name beyond Hilda was not coming to me, and I'm like, I literally know who the House of Goneril is. I know this.
Also, Shamir is now a bishop because reasons.
In particular, because Holst constantly introduces him as himself by his first, middle, and last name. Because for whatever reason, that's a thing most of the male lords do.
It's all part of the, you know, thing. Man, the axe that Shamir was holding looked super boring. I mean, you know.
Holst Sigistol.
Let's fucking do this.
The enemy's split up, and we should do the same. Don't let them get away.
Left to our own devices already? Not sure if this is trust or indifference.
Daring tactics such as this are all part of Captain Gerald's signature style.
Shame none of that daring wore off on you when you were his right-hand man.
Then perhaps it's right I be left behind.
Yeah, I know they're nearing an evacuation point. I can't do anything about that. There's only one of me. You're making the move at like lightning speed.
I've got
Like, y'all go fucking deal with that guy. Where are these guys? Yeah, again, I couldn't do anything about
Really
it.
messed this one up.
My god. Like, this one's just right out of the gate, like, fuck you.
Yeah, I think when I did this one, I basically put everyone not controlled by me on Peg Knights so they could get around faster.
I've got that. Left to our own devices already? Not sure if this is trust or indifference.
Because, like, you basically have to deal with this one
Such as
immediately.
are all part of Captain Gerald's signature style.
Shame none of that daring wore off on you when you were his right-hand man.
Then perhaps it's right I be left behind.
Looks like we're good. Hope the rest of this goes just as smooth.
Smoothly, he says.
We've got more over here. I've got this.
No, not on the stronghold, you dumbass.
I've got this.
Leave all to me, Lady Catherine. I shall stop them in their tracks.
Knight of the royal family indeed. There are bound to be more lurking in the shadows.
So many.
Oh, God. Look at this! What are you supposed to do?
abuse your ability to teleport.
I've got this.
Everyone, join up and fight as one. Don't let them through.
Also, join up and fight as one is the worst advice on this, Gerald. Because there are too many people.
What are they? God, they are flyers. Of course they are.
Better fighting as one
Problem.
than fighting the dust.
Don't forget smiting our foes.
This
Well,
sure
least
takes
of
me
it
back
because I have to
to
deal
when
with
you were with the
this.
Knights, I mean. We were always pairing up like this. And striking down our enemies. But always count on
Die,
you.
die, 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 die.
Should I start calling you partner again? Enemy down.
There's no way.
I can't believe how far you've come.
They got away. You
This
really
mission
messed
is
this one up.
actually genuinely terrible by OES.
Oh god, the last checkpoint was back here.
I've got this. Left to our own devices already? Not sure if this is trust or indifference.
Daring tactics such as this are all part of Captain Gerald's signature stuff.
Shame none of that daring wore off on you when you were his right-hand man.
Then perhaps it's right I be left behind.
Looks like we're good. Hope the rest of this goes just as smoothly.
I've got this. We've got more over here.
Oh, of course. And I can't get through there because that gate is fucking blocked for some stupid reason.
Why? That just is so unnecessary.
Oh, might as well start over.
The enemy's split up, and we should do the same. Don't let them get away.
God, fucking target the correct direction, please.
I've got it. Not sure if this is trust or indifference.
Daring tactics such as this are all part of Captain Gerald's signature stuff.
Shame none of that daring wore off on you when you were his right-hand man.
Then perhaps it's right I be left behind.
rest of this goes just as smoothly.
Can't go through there either for some reason. Like,
We've got more over here.
let me through the damn gate! What do you expect me to do when you're not allowing me to travel?
I've got this.
Yeah, I know they're approaching the damn thing. I'm fucking aware. But you made me stop and open a stupid gate.
They got away. You really messed this one up.
I agree, Bio. How can you just summon a literal black hole?
Left to our own devices already? I've got this. Not sure if this is trust or indifference.
Daring tactics such as this are all part of Captain Gerald's signature style.
Shame none of that daring wore off on you when you were his
So,
right-hand man.
potentially a dumb idea.
Then perhaps it's
You taking control? Yeah, maybe, but hey, it might help.
Well, I was also going to say, as long as they're actually tying up the enemies, why not go around and take the bases to try and open up those gates?
Because then they're just gonna end up dead. And also they're not tying up the enemies. As seen from this guy. I think that's the entire map. No, there's still one more.
Like, in theory, this should help, because it gives you more spaces to be able to spam to. And opens up your ability to run around.
Looks like we're good. Hope the rest of this goes just as smoothly.
I've got this. We've got more over here.
all to me, Lady Catherine. I shall stop them in their tracks.
Knight of the royal family indeed. Time to go to work. Sounds good. I'll provide support. Time to go to work.
No, not you.
Time to go to work.
Not you. Jesus Christ.
I've got it. Need some backup?
I'm on it. I've got your back. Troops, defensive formation.
Hold this position. Right then. I think we handled our business. But there are bound to be more lurking in the shadows.
So many.
Oh god. Gerald. You need to kill
I'm
the
on it.
one that's like right there.
Let's see how it goes.
You need to intercept. I guess you sticking right where you are is fine, probably. Shamir, I actually need you to go
I've got it.
and like intercept there, possibly. Not great,
Let's give
but I
it a
just
shot.
need you to stall for a
Everyone,
bit.
join up and fight as one. Don't let them through.
Better fighting as one than biting the dust.
Come
Don't
on,
forget smiting our foes.
come on, get over here.
It sure takes me back to when you were with the Knights, I mean. We were always
Come
pairing
on.
up like this. And striking down our enemies. But always count on you to watch my back.
Nope,
Should I start
still
calling
one
you
more
partner
coming.
again?
Come on, get over here. Is it dead? Die! Thank you.
Your marksmanship is still first class, Shamir. As is your blade work, Thunder Catherine.
Oh, I can't
Don't
go that way.
tease. Time to go to work.
Hey, cat. Where? There.
Let me show you how it.
You. Down here, and help Shamir out with this. Oh, great. And that.
The faces may be unfamiliar.
I don't need
But the
to.
Knights of
I
Cerros
should
remain as
conserve
formidable
this
as ever.
teleport. For that,
I don't know.
I think one
Seeing
remaining
you fight makes me
teleport.
wish I could see the old Knights in action.
video game rule of threes, right?
Looks like we got him. Good work, everyone.
Right back at you, Gerald. Let's keep it up. Maybe we should try to get ahead of the enemy and cut off their escape.
Great minds think alike.
Let's go.
They're undisciplined. Where do they think they're going?
You clever beasts. We can't permit you to cut us off.
What precisely
Make
are you
haste.
gonna do about it?
If we can subdue the...
I've got this.
those strongholds, we can block off their escape.
This is just the beginning.
What am I missing, chat-wise?
I never doubted you for a
I've
second.
been posting in chat with Bio because I didn't want to distract you.
I pray you might afford
So
me the
what
pleasure
you
of
missed
sacking
was
this
a
place
bunch
myself.
of frustration
So
over the
many
level,
jokes.
but
Was he
I
trying
then
to impress
eventually
us?
asked,
I believe this is how he shows
if-
his excitement.
because Bio had made a comment about how at least Chez doesn't have to remember all of the timelines. So I asked Bio if he thought Byleth is the one technically causing the resets, and if so, how angry is she about how the mission's going, especially since her dad's in charge. And then Bio's response was, first of all, I'd imagine Byleth is confused about why she wasn't asked to deal with this in the first place. Since her dad is well aware that Chez is nowhere near as strong as she is. Second, she's probably also confused as to why they're letting Alois and Gilliam help out, because everyone knows those two can't do shit. Third, she's probably both confused and annoyed that Chez is even having trouble with this in the first place. And fourth, she's probably just kind of pissed off at this point that all these fuck-ups are making her dad look so bad at his job. Like, why did you idiots not just do this in the first place so you wouldn't have to worry about them escaping? I blame Eloise for this.
I mean, fair. Abundantly fair. What?
What?
Why?
That just seems so unnecessary. Oh, you know what? I bet that's where the final boss spawns.
I mean, no reason to not let me run through there in the meantime, though.
Bio's upset about the door being closed.
We've captured all the strongholds. Our enemy has nowhere to run now.
You've done well, everyone. But where's their commander?
One guess and all the rest don't.
shouldn't have shown up for
Kranya.
this.
Sniffed out by
And
beasts.
Mycen.
Ha! How fitting.
Open the gate.
Leobulus is getting careless.
Open the gate.
What?
Those must be the leaders.
Why?
Tell you what, you guys are super close to Kranya. Everybody go
Let's
beat the
finish
crap
this.
out of her. Actually, I'm super close to Kranya. New plan. Everybody else go beat the crap out of Mycen.
got
I'll take care of Kranya and then catch up with you.
Bio. She isn't saying yet. I thought we killed her already.
No, she ran away.
Looks like it. Kids these days.
I was hoping for another crack at these snakes.
They seem to be a cut above the nobodies from before. Alois, stay sharp.
As a razor, Captain.
Yeah, Kranya's dead.
Defeated, not dead.
Not again! What am I going to tell Talis this time?
That you fucked up again.
Let that one go. We still have the other.
Crania is never done poorly ever.
No, not even once. Name one time.
In particular, letting Crania run free on a map that also features Gerald. Like, that just seems like oversight.
I'm sure Byleth will do something about it in the background. Catherine is nearly routed. And Catherine's being a little bitch.
Bio says this is the shit that happened when Violet was around. How can nobody manage to kill anyone while you take them?
What do you expect? Shez was not given the instructions in the art of bushes.
Pains me to say it, but I must abandon this place.
No, that other stronghold is just not a place. You just can't. It's just closed for no reason.
That's so tremendously unnecessary.
More or less.
Indeed. Though we must
Well, we
report
did
news
it.
of
We
the
defeated
escapees
all
to
of
His
those who
Majesty.
slither in the dark.
Wow,
Obviously.
that was a deal.
And that Mycen got away. Crania got away. Talus was mentioned but wasn't here. Cleobulus was mentioned but isn't here.
And I don't think we ever actually kill any of them in this game. Well, maybe Mycen. I don't think we ever actually kill Crania.
I won't let myself stop here.
Good job mastering Armor Knight, Catherine. Well done.
The more power, the better.
Bio. Catherine was having trouble with Mycen. Mycen's special spell literally can't even kill people. What the hell, Catherine?
Well, that's that. Sure made us work for it, though.
She just thought she was in trouble. She's like, fuck, I'm in trouble. It's like,
Fuck,
nah,
I'm at
dude.
1 HP. Wait,
can't actually
no,
die.
I'm fine.
Well, all things considered. How about you? Getting the
Gerald
drop on
did a
them
good
like that
job.
Really took the wind out of their sails. So while I think we all fought well, Gerald's command was what really brought the win home. Here, here. There's no way
No,
I
it was
could've led a motley
exclusively
bunch
me
like
and
this.
the ability to teleport.
What are you talking about?
The rest of you didn't
All
do
just
shit.
ran around out there like chickens with your heads cut off. But hey, if you're handing out praise, I'll take it.
You losers are so fucking lucky that Violet
thrilling
doesn't
a
trust
battle in
anyone to
an
actually get shit done without her involvement.
When will this same group ever take the field again?
Like, I'm just picturing.
Never.
I'm just picturing the meme for this for next
may
week
be
just
right.
being like
days I
screenshots
find myself
of the
wondering
battle
what
and
you figure.
Violet just off
You all
to the
have
side,
plenty going on
having
in your own
conversations with JPEG about how she's gonna just have to
It is
reset all
unlikely
this
we'll be together
shit
this again.
while she's like hiding in a bush somewhere.
Can't help but feel a bit wistful.
Beep, beep, beep,
Once, we
beep,
shared the
beep.
same mission during the day and broke bread together at night.
Oh yeah, they'll also just be like beeps.
We could do that
all
again, you know.
over the
You could come
thing.
back to the Knights of Saros. We're short-handed as it is, what with the war and all.
I appreciate the invitation. But I left the Order so I might continue to fight alongside Geralt and repay my debt to him.
I owe him
What's more,
$12.
I've come to
a
enjoy the
party.
freedom this lifestyle provides me.
10 gold and a
Yeah,
party.
the Merc life has its
It's
perks,
5
for sure.
gold.
Except for
You sure about this? I'll
what?
always- if you wanna
Except
go
Voss
back,
offered them
Who'd stand in your way?
10 gold and a party
It almost sounds like you
before
don't need me to
eventually
do
giving
your
them
bidding,
100
and you'd
gold
rather beat
each.
me
At a party.
doing.
and a funeral.
Stop.
It wasn't really a party.
Even if this is our last time together, the experience will give us strength on our separate paths. Let us be satisfied with that.
Ah, still waiting on episode 2 of season 2.
And when Gerald gets tired of your jokes and kicks you
Arval,
out,
shut the hell up.
he'll
She
take you back.
isn't even here right now. Meanwhile, not far away.
My
The
dear
hell are these people? So
You know,
useless.
I've got
Do
my
it again,
differences with the church,
JPEG.
So I can't say I
I assume
miss
there's a
the
YA
Knight
couldn't
of
see under
Saros.
the heart emojis.
But today was pretty fun.
Was it,
If we
Gerald?
ever get this
Was it
chance again,
fun?
count me in.
Alright, time to set this to the side. Roller?
No, we'll get to it. We gotta
What'd
do
you bring the
cutscenes
five
yet.
of us together for, Yuri? We beating someone up? Because I'm always ready for that kind of thing.
It is always the same with you, Balthus. How can you possibly be so uncouth in my presence? Not to mention our dear frail Happy here. Stop thinking with your fists and use your brain.
Who you calling frail, Coco?
You.
It was a figure of speech, dear Happy. Nothing more.
We've been topside for a while, and you guys haven't changed a bit. You really think I'd call you all here just to lay a beating into someone?
I
We're
said,
too
see, at
busy
least
for that.
this time there's a reason why Byleth wouldn't be
I've got a
involved.
feeling
She
that's
literally
gonna be
doesn't
She
know
doesn't
who
know
the fuck
these
any of
people.
these people
Well,
are.
that's all right.
All she knows is she appropriated Yuri's hero's relic. Got a favor. Oh, and you. No. Oh, wait, no. This is Shaz, not Violet.
If this is the crew you've gathered, it must be important. Count me in.
That was almost suspiciously easy. But I'm not going to look this gift horse in the mouth. Let me fill you in on the details in that case. Some old friends of ours, rogues from Abyss, are in trouble. They've been caught up in some kind of struggle, and now bandits are after them.
The bandits are coming?
The
Considering
bandits
the
are coming.
circles
The
they
bandits
run
are coming.
in, we're the only people willing to help
One
The
them.
if I land,
bandits are
two if I
coming.
It's
see.
on us.
Got it. Definitely still in.
You should know better than to take Yuri at face value. No doubt
Although given
much
it's
of what
the
he said
Abyss,
is
maybe
true,
one if by
but I am
surface, two if by
certain there
secret
is another
underground
angle
tunnel.
to it as well, one which benefits himself.
Secret tunnel.
I take care of my own. That's all.
I think the point is that there are folks from Abyss who need help, right? So let's quit bickering and go help already.
Good point. This is no time for anyone to be arguing with the shady lady here.
How dare you! I am not the one who is constantly scheming at one thing or the other.
Yuri Bird, Coco.
Hey, save some of that
You stole
fire for
Yuri's
the
relic?
fighting.
Oh, so that must be how you run
Yeah,
so
you
fast.
can air all
Nah,
your
I can
grievances
just
at
do
the bad
that.
guys.
I just appropriated the thing because I thought it looked cool.
Exactly.
You're actually smart sometimes, friend.
Sometimes. I'm always saying smart stuff.
Huh? Oh, right. Let's go with that.
Sure you are.
That
Head
doesn't help.
pats.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, Yuri, it's time for the thing. You know, the thing to get us fired up before we roll out. He used to do it in Abyss all the time.
Our house doesn't exist anymore. But if it means we can finally get going, very well. Let's do this, wolves. Oh, and you too, Mark.
Constance. If she's the one member of Abyss that's not playable, I'm gonna be real sad.
And you are controlling Yuri.
There's not anything we can do about that either, because we can't change the positioning of...
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Is he in Trickster at least?
No, he's in Grappler.
I don't know how to play Grappler.
I'll switch over to Constance then once you get the opportunity. She's on Sniper.
That's not helpful either.
Yeah, but she's got the Inexhaustible, so it'll be fine. But why, though? There's no reason for them to have done that.
Seems like our friends fled into the mountains. To get there, we'll need to take these strongholds.
That's not the direction I want to go.
Oh, Constance just isn't, like... Constance is the one member who's not playable.
Yep.
And we won't let any of you die.
Well, welcome to Willow Learns How to Play Punch class.
Punch classes are actually pretty fucking solid, not gonna lie.
Please. They attacked out of nowhere. Said one of us had a bounty on their head and told us to turn them over.
They were probably talking about me. Well, that's awkward.
There were plenty of folks with bounties on their heads in Abyss. But no one can begin to match the rich price on yours.
You're the one who summons
For
monsters,
fuck's
yeah?
sake.
Happy or whatever? Well, time to open
Why do I have basically no damage?
I don't have any idea how to summon monsters. I swear.
That's why, because that gate is closed. Why must every gate be closed?
I don't know.
Thank you. And I'm sorry to ask, but can you please rescue the folks in the mountain too?
Excuse me, Mr. Mage, could you please get back in range so I can punch you, please? Because this is oddly therapeutic.
Well, I don't want that on my conscience. Guess I'd better.
Why? Why, Coco?
That time already.
Or Cappy, whichever one. Fucking door! Why is this door closed?
Guessing they'll follow the path to the monsters. Yeah?
Monster.
Is the monster weak to punching?
Monster's not weak. Yes, it is actually weak to punching.
Where is the monster?
I'm fighting the monster. It was also weak to sword and axe and ice.
I don't know if I'm going the right direction. I am not. But there are a bunch of mages over here, so I guess I should probably do the thing punchy boys are supposed to be good at. And beat up all the mages.
Forgive my inept.
Killed a bunch of mages.
Also leveled up.
Easy there. You're all right now.
Happy. Hey, you'll be real proud of me. I didn't sell you out or nothing.
Hey, person I know, you'd be really happy. I didn't sell you out to people who literally want to kill and/or experiment on you. Isn't that nice of me?
It would seem their leader has made himself known.
You're getting the hang of that power of yours.
This is the way I wanted to go.
Why are you bothering us? What's this lot even mean to you?
These people defy labels. Allies, family. Why am I even bothering with you?
Is it over yet?
It literally wouldn't let me heal.
The enemy is some distance away. I will try to use my sorry excuse for magic to attack.
What was that? Magic?
What is she even aiming at?
Your dead body because you let yourself fall down instead of healing and using the vulnerary I told you to use 3 times.
We probably should have tried an elixir instead.
Well, whatever it is, he actually has the ability to equip.
Is it over yet?
Okay. Important question, Yuri. Why the hell? I'm just gonna preemptively heal this time.
Game, please. I need you to really actually stop pointing me in that direction. I don't want to focus on that guy.
Oh dear. It seems my other side has been doing some experimenting, and my magic got a bit out of hand as a result.
We're in caves. Why are you shady, Coco?
Apologies, but I fear my meager intellect is not up to the task.
Have to be careful.
Didn't think I'd have to be more worried about friendly fire than the actual enemy.
It seems the goddess has not forsaken us quite yet, for I was able to put a stop to it.
Okay, that was weird. Well, back to work.
Oh look, here comes the big boss. Better get this over with.
Out of the way! I'm just trying to make a dishonest living.
I understand this is how such folks make their living, and I have certainly been there. These rogues are our rogues, and we are going to protect them.
Yeah, hands off our rogues.
Yeah, hands off our... Hey, wait a second. When did this lot become our rogues?
Yuri, why are you a lobster?
Let's get out of here.
It's because he's wielding the Vajramushti, I think.
Looks like it's
Every
over.
mage knows that getting punched in the face
folks
is the
go
last
ahead.
thing they want.
I
Why
wanna
would
talk
they
to these
voluntarily
rogues.
let that happen? Just ask Flame.
It's hilarious that the game took that long to realize, oh, Yuri died, huh? Yeah, right? Giant volleys of death lasers rain down from the ceiling. Boss man. Huh, that was weird. Back to work, everyone.
You know, as you do.
I won't let my...
No surprises here.
Hey, look at Yuri making advances in Punch Boy. But also, look, Bio, the things that NPCs concern themselves with in these games.
That's how it's done.
Thanks for the help. Things would have been pretty hairy with just the 4 of us. I mean, we've got this guy pulling bounty hunters in from across the continent.
Hey!
And this gal summoning monsters.
Not my fault. Also, totally necessary.
And finally, the Grand Sorceress who rained pain down on friend and foe alike.
Even your condemnation is far too kind. I was of no help whatsoever.
Hey, everyone did what they could, and we all had a hand in the victory.
Things would have been pretty hairy with just the 4 of us.
Yeah,
Sorry,
worked
4
out
of you,
the end.
only 3 of you, and
Someone
he's
else.
actually contributed to that fight.
It was
Coco
nice to
just
blow
tried
up
to
some
kill
steam at any
everybody.
rate.
Hey,
And
as
I'm
far as
certain
I'm
my
concerned,
other
collapse
self
the
was
tunnel
pleased to
and
do more
everyone
field
either
tests of any
dies
spell.
or in the blast or starves to death when they can't get out is a viable tactic.
Well, I've still got my complaints, but I suppose I gained something from this too.
Oh yeah? What's that?
I went ahead and hired the folks we saved. I made it look like I was doing them a favor, and those in debt never seem to ask questions of their saviors. I'd been feeling a bit short-handed anyway, so it all worked out.
You're always looking for an angle, Yuri. That's the one thing about you that never changes.
What do you mean, the
Like
one
war.
thing? What are you trying to say? What else changed?
Yuri's angle never changes.
You know,
He could be your
actually,
angle
you know
or your
what?
devil.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, so now I haven't changed? Do you even know what you're saying? Or are words just falling out of your mouth faster than your brain can make them?
Both the talk good.
Pretty much,
Balthus
yeah.
does talk good.
Clearly, B hasn't changed either.
He has the best words.
Well, I have certainly changed. Alas.
He's got so many words.
Stop!
And dreams.
Stop.
Are
Stop.
you kidding? That is 100% you.
Because I would point out that the longest word in the sentence, I have the best words, is the word words.
True story.
Don't act like you're not part of this. You're one of us now, whether you like it or not.
Oh, that Yuri Lowell, always out here
Plus,
looking
I
for
could use some
triangles
help
and
babysitting
shit.
This lot. They call us the Abyssal Four, but now that we're 5, we'll have to change that name.
We could call ourselves like the Ashen Wolves or something.
Constance, did anyone ever call us that?
It's hard to say. Sadly, my feeble memory has all but wasted away.
We were probably called that. I mean, it's not like Yuri Bird to just make things up.
Hey, what's with you guys? Do you want to be a part of this group or not?
Yes.
Shez
And
did
here
just
I
get
was thinking
kidnapped, yes.
All go out and celebrate our victory. I guess it's just gonna be the two of us, friend.
Sure, I guess.
No fair. It should at least be the three of us.
Hey, if you're paying, you know I'm in. Also, you're right. I think we were called the Abyssal Four at some point.
Wherever you lead, dear Yuri, I shall follow, for I have no desires of my own.
Wow.
I will happily feast upon whatever meager morsels you see fit to scatter before me.
Enough yapping. Let's get out of here already.
I low-key love the Ashen Wolves, I really do.
It's a shame nobody knows who they are. I mean, at least when you do their story DLC thing and complete it, it's completed forever on that save file, and you don't ever strictly have to do it again. Unlike in Engage, where anytime you want to get access to the DLC characters, you gotta clear the entire DLC story again on that save file.
Welcome!
Which is kind of a pain in the ass, not gonna lie.
I still don't have the ability to
Thanks a
do
bunch.
that other DLC. I think because I keep ignoring the updates to the game, it just hasn't actually
are the
installed
lifeblood of
that
any army.
update yet. I just keep telling it, no, I
Everything
just
has
want
its
to keep
use.
playing.
Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, you really gotta, like, finish that game. Because, you know, kind of running out of time.
Oh, I know. I was working on it earlier today.
Alright, so ALL. Torment!
'Cause nothing ever goes wrong at ALL.
I don't know about this. It's hard to remember what you all used to be called when none of you existed before like 5 months ago. Yeah, I know, right? It's weird.
It's okay, we have a research and development
We've received report of a
personnel
large Imperial
for
force
a reason.
amassed in the
Sorry,
Valley of
Bio.
Torment.
They march under the flag of the Black Eagle, the Emperor's personal force. They seem to be wise to our intentions.
Should have guessed this wasn't gonna be easy.
We knew the Empire might figure out what we're up to, but I didn't think we'd be graced by the Emperor herself.
The enemy has placed all their pieces on the board. Now we must do the same.
Here's a pawn.
There's something else.
And a rook.
About the scouting unit we sent out
And a
yesterday.
little horse boy.
We've gotten word they were attacked by
And
a
the
company
tall
of
one
dark
with the
mages.
pointy hat.
The same ones
Oh,
Cornelia
you mean the
and Mysa
Rhea?
commanded, I presume.
I believe so. They seem similar in appearance and capability.
You've got history with these mages, huh?
You could say that.
And if they fly Empire colors, then the situation may be exactly as I feared.
Claude,
This battle
always
will surely
expect
take its
Edelgard to
toll.
do the stupidest shit
Do not
imaginable.
let
It's
your
kind of
guard
her
down.
whole thing.
Sadly, I can offer little more guidance than that. These mages are largely an unknown quantity, even to me.
Got it. I'll make sure my people keep an eye out for them at least.
Please do. We'll be counting on your support.
How long has it been since the Kingdom and Alliance fought arm in arm? Probably not since the big split 300 years ago, huh?
I'm proud we can put that history behind us today. With our strengths combined, we will condemn the Empire to a crushing defeat.
By your powers combined.
Another chance to go toe-to-toe with those mages, This could be yet another opportunity to learn about our true nature.
Or not.
You're right. We're not gonna let him get away this time.
Except
Except
that
we
we
totally
probably
will.
are.
I'll do all I can to help. Whatever it takes to bring our clouded past to light.
Beep, 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 beep.
You shouldn't keep your friends waiting.
These mages and their group are largely unknown to us and can be greatly dangerous. It's a good thing you and Gerald finished them off the other day. Right, Shez?
About that.
Defeat Duke Ager and Edelgard.
Duke Iyer.
No, it clearly says Duke Ager.
Ferdinand's dad.
All ally strongholds are captured as a defeat.
Have we killed Ferdinand yet?
Hold on, persuade the Death Knight. I don't remember. Possibly. If not, it might be this mission. Persuade the Death Knight, and then we do a... Sorry, I thought that said indigenous formation. I was like, we're gonna bring the natives in to help.
Who even are the natives of ALL?
You know, the fire moats, the little lava
Fire monsters,
little lava boys.
I think for that misread alone, you have to use it.
I mean, it does put us in a better position slightly. Okay, so Ches, yes, player 2 is over there. You're okay, so you're Yuri.
No, I'm Flane.
Are you sure? It says you're Yuri.
I am positive I'm Flane.
I can fight as well.
So Happy, you're not actually Happy. You.
Bio in all caps. Why are you here, Yuri?
You're Byleth, because I can't just be Byleth out of the gate. And you need some assistance in the form of... Oh.
Something that can fly.
Give you
I won't let
Annie.
you down.
We have to have Mercy as well. She has to be here. Otherwise we can't do the Death Knight thing. So hopefully
I'll
this
do my
counts,
best.
and we're good. Okay, yeah, that's counting. Do we have an Ash?
Get Felix off the battlefield.
Get out of here.
Have to do
Remove
my
Ash.
best.
Thank you. Also, Ash, if you could just swap places with Dimitri. Thank you. Put you nice and close to that box.
That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Bio's still just outraged about Yuri assuming he got to come.
1000%. We can do it together.
Initiating the operation.
Oh, not there.
I'll help you out.
Ash. There.
I'll do my best. Let's move.
Huh. I like that remix of the Three Houses opening.
It is
theme that's
nice.
Playing in the background. Dorothea never liked this damn volcano anyways.
Time to let fear grip your heart. Together, we can defeat the Adrestian Empire and alter the course of history.
They may match us in number, but they're no match for us in skill. We can win this.
Be careful of it.
Alright.
All of our strong
I'm in control of the proper character. Oh my god, I'm so fast. I forgot how fast I was. Also, I did not forget, however, that Byleth does not give a fuck about lava floors.
Yes, that's right.
Why does Violet not care about lava floors?
Because her class has resistance to all-terrain damage.
Oh, that's right.
Violet don't give a fuck. Oh, I found Viscount Menya.
That's nice. I found a random warlock. Who is now very
Viscount
deceased.
Menya, that's cute. You thought you got to do it. Goodbye.
This isn't what you promised, Aya.
I had a report that those troublesome maidens are here too. We should be prepared for ambushes.
Alright, Shez, you get to watch firsthand as Byleth shows you how to absolutely dismantle an entire army.
Oh, I found a Viscount.
Is it Viscount Fenya?
Yes.
Here, come with me. Let us assist each other. Out of the way.
I surrender! Please, spare my life. I'll tell you all of the Empire's secrets.
Take her in. We'll hear what she has to say after the fighting is over.
We have the exact same kill count at the moment. Like, literally
We are more than
identical.
capable of victory if we work together.
Except, presumably, you had kills on
I will deliver your victory, Your Majesty.
Shez before swapping to...
No, I think it counts all of the kills collectively.
I'm not sure it does.
What? Who are these mages? Someone help!
The church's soldiers are under attack. We can't let them suffer too many losses.
It's that time.
I will gladly give my...
Oh, hey, Ladislava is here. How have we not killed her yet?
I mean, we have. She just didn't stay dead.
Yeah, but my point is, how did she outlive Randall?
Nothing compared to what Her Majesty has endured. I will not give in. I'll cover you.
Sorry, Ladislava, but I really just, like, I don't have the patience for your nonsense. Goodbye.
They probably just deleted an entire camp.
Even with the Empire in shambles, she remained loyal to the end.
There must be someone, somewhere, who can defeat me.
Yeah, her name's Lysithia. And she's not on this map.
Can't say I expected him. If we move the stronghold to our reach, we won't be able to isolate him.
Looks like he's in a bit of a mood. We'll have to use a little trickery to get him surrounded. Everyone listen up. Draw the Death Knight into the center of the battlefield.
Perhaps you can be the one to give
Come with me.
death.
Come on. Come on, Emil. Let's go.
Just keep leading him to the center.
I'm doing it. Shut up. Come on. Keep it coming.
I recognize your voice, Emil. It's you, isn't it?
We need to stick to Claude's plan. Drive his attention
Keep it coming. Alright. Almost
Don't
there.
try to fight the Death Knight head on. Grab his attention and lure him to the center.
The Death Knight. It has to be him. I just know it.
Okay, I brought him. Oh, I'm not quite at the center yet.
I'll do my best.
Come along, Mr. Death Knight. Over here. Okay, I've delivered him to the center.
Okay, we've drawn him into our trap. Is that really going to bring him down?
There's nowhere for him to run now. Close the gates.
Didn't expect him to fall for such a tactic again. Regardless, now we will weaken the Death Knight with magic. On your command.
Yes, Your Majesty. At the ready, mages. Fire!
Hey, I should probably mention I'm also in here. Oh, whatever.
Fling open the gates. Give the Death Knight everything we have.
Yeah, I will do that as soon as I am given the prompt to recruit this guy. Anytime, Mercy.
Let me go to him, Dimitri. I might be able to convince him to surrender.
I should be able to
Time to
manage
kick
this.
his ass.
You have promised.
Take a breather.
I'm in.
He's still standing after that? It's like he's possessed or something.
Emil, I know it's you. Please don't do
That's a really stupid little combo.
What is?
On Violet, going from Baloney into Aura, then swapping to Shez into Death Spike's T into Luna, back into Violet into Baloney, then doing her little like fire twirl thing to go back into Aura, and then back to Shez. Like, it basically never works because, you know, stuff doesn't live that long. Except for when it does, in which case it's incredibly fun.
Well, I've taken many of the other
We
camps.
must use our magic to dignify this base struggle.
Ah, Mycen.
Just when I thought we were making progress. How are we supposed to fight against this?
This will stop if we take out those natives.
Oh, Mycen like spawned right in front of me and is almost already dead. Bye, Mycen.
We must prevail nonetheless. Attack them from the rear.
Oh, my turn.
Those guys just don't know when to quit. We should finish this as quick as we can.
You brave equanimities.
We've taken out their commander, but it didn't.
It's like
put
the
an
second
end to
time
their
he's mentioned empanadas.
We need to take down
Yeah, I know,
other
right?
generals, too.
It's like he thinks it means something.
I think it just means he's hungry. He's officially requesting his last meal.
Fine work.
Come back here, you!
I'll do what I must. We were no match for them.
I will do my best. Are you prepared?
I think I actually wore out all of the durability on the.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm having, is I've worn out all of Flame's durability on the Pokedex. I can't Pokedex harder anymore.
Let us flee, Your Majesty. Our most loyal minister.
Did hear he's actually pronounced Mercy's name is Mercedes instead of the usual weird way. I don't know.
He could have at least tried to hide the act.
Certainly possible.
Still, I have a duty to uphold.
Open the gates. Oh, Caspar's here too. Open the gates. Open the gates. Come on. Do it. Hello. Time freeze.
Very well, Caspar. Let them taste the fruits of your training.
Right back at you. You're gonna learn Incap's strategy in one bit.
We see we have some strong opponents. Hold on, everyone. It's essential that we get through here.
How strong my father is has nothing to do with me. I'm my own man.
Can you really afford this delay?
You got Caspar?
Yep.
Cool. I killed his dad.
Well, if it isn't the Empire's greatest warrior himself, I better not hold anything back.
I'm falling back to the rear. You should retreat too, Caspar.
Yeah, about that.
Remains. Let's hurry, Your Majesty.
Yeah,
He's also very dead.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Only Caspar remains. About
Only
that.
Caspar remains. Does he?
No, I'm fairly certain he died.
I've run out of durability on the Pokedex. Sounds to me like you should have charged it before you left camp then.
And end this war.
Well, you can definitely handle yourself in a fight, Mr. Warrior King.
Good to see your humor is intact. Never mind the gravity of the moment.
Figured I'd skip the doom and gloom. I've got a plan up my sleeve I think you'll like.
I'm listening.
You head out after Edelgard, and I stay back here. Way I figure, I can keep the Empire off of you.
But Claude...
You'd rather she got away?
Of course not. Good luck to you, Claude.
Yeah. See you later.
Oh look, easy S. Flame
MVP
getting real
Flame?
close to max level.
I went above
Yeah, I
and
didn't
beyond.
think so.
I didn't do enough of the main plot stuff. I was mostly doing side quests.
Pretty cool bow you got there, Claude. Would be a shame if you just randomly gave it away despite being literally the only person who can use it correctly.
Well, what I find interesting is he wasn't on his Wyvern, so Barbarossa Claude not canon right now.
Hey, a new power.
Oh.
All right.
Hey, Shez learned how to use God Laser as well. That's interesting. Not helpful, but interesting. Violet really does just hand out the, forbidden knowledge on that to everybody, doesn't she?
Yep.
Yuritsa has joined you.
Means we technically have more supports to go do.
Hey, you know what that means? It means we start with supports again next week. Well, hey!
Azure Gleam. The absent Emperor.
Boom.
The
Nah,
combined
she's
might
just
of the
Goku'd
Kingdom,
that shit. She
Alliance,
saw
and
it
Church
once and said, that's a cool
crushed
technique,
Adrestus'
it's mine now.
forces in the Valley of Torment, forcing the Emperor and Regent Ire to flee southward to Garreg Mach. The might of Fargus relentlessly pursues them in hopes of finally putting an end to the war. However, Count Berglis stands firm in the way, a stalwart defender of his Emperor.
A stalwart. Not stalwart. Stalwart.
Leopold, you've come. Why did you bring Her Majesty out here? You said yourself she's not in good shape.
It's what the situation demanded. We needed the Emperor's might to drive the Allied army away.
Did we now?
We did.
Besides, the decision was not mine to make. But now
I love that the way that shot was framed, it just briefly looked like Edelgard's head was on fire. She didn't give a shit.
I mean, her head is on fire,
You
look.
shall stay behind to impede the enemy's advance. We cannot let any harm.
The Emperor's unwell. You don't say, because you know her
Somehow
head's
I
on
doubt
fire.
It's her safety you're worried about. But fine. I've got my orders. You can go.
My deepest thanks. This way, Your Majesty.
Adresti is not gonna last much longer if that's how our Emperor's looking.
I like the giant ass Samus
If that's what you
Aran
think,
shoulders
then
he's
please.
got on that
You're
armor.
just a general. No noble rank to defend.
Yeah,
nor
I
a
mean,
claim to one otherwise.
as one does when they're
Another life
Duke
is out there
Ire.
for you, should you want it.
You're telling me to abandon the Empire?
Yep.
That's not like you. Though I think Linhardt might be in the kingdom. That's definitely one way to go. But it's not really my style.
You're far too young to be throwing your life away.
Why are you
I
carrying
wouldn't
around
begrudge you
extra
such a decision.
arms, Caspar?
Oh, come on.
Because
I'll
they
land a
make a
decisive
cool
blow that'll
skirt.
turn this whole thing around.
Like Magilu had her skirt made of books, Caspar has his skirt made of
Imagine a
extra
grand ship
arms.
sailing on a vast
Oh,
sea,
Magilu.
Caspar. One day it crosses the path of a vicious storm and begins to sink. Some panic and jump overboard. Others resign themselves to their fates and let the tempest do what it will. Yet more rob their fellow sailors for meaningless plunder, while another group clings to the helm, searching desperately to reverse their fortunes.
I was about to say you're waxing poetic
And
there,
us,
and Caspar
we
definitely
stand
doesn't
proud at the
understand.
bow, serenading our crew as the waves lap at their feet. Our voices are like thunder piercing through the chaos, stirring the hearts of all those who stand face to face with death.
I get it. I'm gonna scream my lungs out until I can't draw another breath. Things might be bleak now, but they're gonna learn just what the Empire is all about.
Come, my
Screaming.
son. It's time we show
That's
them
what
the
you
might
just
of
told
House
us it's
Berkeley's
about.
once and for all.
The Imperial Army has fled south with the Emperor in tow. They appear to be headed for Garrick Mach.
Caspar, I feel like you might have taken the wrong lesson from that speech.
Are en route there as well. But we have also received word of suspicious behavior from the fugitive Duke Eyre.
Meaning what?
Rather than retreat to the monastery, he remains roaming in the vicinity of this very battlefield. Maybe he's looking for something? Or perhaps it is a trap or a diversion of some kind. We still do not know what our enemy is planning.
But we do know that Count Burgleys has stationed units at various key points in the hopes of slowing us down.
Well, now what? Duke Eyre might not be rushing to reach Garrick Mach. But we should be. We don't want to lose our advantage.
Of course not. But if we charge in too hastily, we'll be swarmed by Burgleys and his soldiers.
Maybe we could try and find a weak spot in their defenses and break through there.
That would all be fine and well on regular terrain. We don't really have the luxury of choosing our route here in the valley.
What about the shortcut Lady Rhea used? We would have to break into smaller units to get our whole army through, but it might just work.
It is too dangerous. Splitting up would just make us easier targets for whatever traps the enemy's laid.
I fear I must agree. Such a plan could play straight into the Empire's hands. Attempting to traverse that route without the proper preparations would only result in needless loss.
Looks like you need my guidance. Hear me out.
What if we kill the Ashen Demon?
Right?
With an army as big as ours, there's no point trying to get clever with it. Our only real concern is the possibility of getting surrounded. Therefore, what I propose is...
We'll push our way through, strike everywhere all at once. Whatever traps Duke Eyre's got for us, we'll blow straight through them. This isn't a thinking person's fight, not now. We've got the stronger army, so let's start acting like it.
I feel like all of you are overlooking the fact that you only
I
really
didn't
need
realize
2
we had
people
2
to
wars
actually
on our
get through
side.
there and take the school
Though I
back.
can't say I
4
disagree.
people at the absolute most.
We have the numbers. It is a good plan.
I hold no objections. Our combined might would overwhelm even the greatest ambush. Now, the Empire will learn what the legions of Fargus are capable of.
Yeah, we'll show those Legion fucks.
But first, even though we said, you know, this is a time is of the essence type of thing,
Yeah, look at all this shit we gotta do first.
we're gonna go fuck around for a little bit first.
So the plan is literally Zerg Rush. Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
What about this?
Increase the amount of experience gained when using combat arts or magic. Make it slightly easier to deepen bonds.
Might be worth it, because we do still have some people that... 'cause I think that impacts training.
What do you think of let's see what we can do?
Now then.
That might help us get some of those supports we're missing.
Alright. Arval.
Huh?
Something the matter? You're oddly quiet.
No.
I know there's nothing to be done. I know that. And yet, I still have this nagging feeling that things cannot continue in this fashion. I wonder why that is.
Which, let's be real, Arval didn't actually say. What he was actually saying was beef!
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 I sure wasn't expecting a huge brawl like that, but we managed to make it out of ALL. Minister of Military Affairs, more like Minister of Military Who Cares. We're practically invincible after surviving that fiery pit. They don't stand a chance. Whoa, excuse me. Guess I'm still a bit hot under the collar. Oh, wait, I'm actually on fire. Goddamn you, Gilliam!
Io says, so what do you think we should do for battle strategies? I think we should do something that makes it easier for people who ride Pegasi to do things. That's the only thing you ever say, Ingrid.
Don't quit your day job, mercenary.
I wish to speak with you.
Archbishop should be capable of reaching the monastery undetected. A caterer of our finest knights is also escorting her, should anything come to pass.
Hey!
Let me ask you this. How'd the church manage to get so many strong people in the knights? No, I was curious if they were capable of protecting Rhea, but they're not necessarily always so powerful. I mean, think of it as the result of hard work and experience.
And most of them
Even in
having
times
breasts.
of peace, they remain busy mediating conflicts and dispatching bandits to protect the safety of the faithful. Knights from other regions cannot compare when it comes to actual battle experience. That is all there is to it.
Also,
That
some of
said,
us are...
we cannot afford to dawdle. You would do well to prepare for the next battle.
Also, some of us are literally hundreds, if not thousands of years old. So, you know, read that book by St. Keyhole. I'll be back in a minute.
Do you have a moment?
You need not concern yourself over the Alliance forces that stayed behind. Claude is in command. He would not gamble with the lives of his allies unless he knew he could win. I am not privy to the exact details of his plan, but since he stayed, I am certain the odds are in his favor. He will emerge victorious, and the Alliance will somehow benefit from the triumph. That is the type of man he is. Or he just wanted to quit you. Another possibility. Let's see. Let me ask you something. How'd the church get so many people to agree to join your side? Lady Rhea beat them all in personal combat. What? Yeah.
Actually...
Even among the Imperial soldiers, there were those offering prayers to the goddess on the battlefield. They may be our enemies right now, but we all call Fodlan our home. They have friends and families of their own. We're fighting people just like us. I'm sorry, it must sound silly. Nah, I think it's good you feel that way. It's easy to lose sight of that when you've been at war for so long. But right now we have to fight. You think you'll be okay?
Yes.
I'll manage. We must end this, for all those who have lost their lives in this wretched war.
Excuse me.
Lane.
In fact...
I had truly hoped that Lady Rhea would permit me to join her. However, my brother would not allow it. He insisted that I stay close by. I suspect he is wary of the dark mages that appeared in the previous battle. I suspect they are part of those who slither in the dark.
How awful.
I am not very familiar with them, but it is clear they are exceedingly dangerous. Don't worry about it, Marianne. The goddess listened to their prayers and granted them all a swift, marginally brutal death. Rumor has it that all the Emperor's siblings are already dead. Essentially, if we eliminate her, Adressia will likely become embroiled in a conflict over who should accede the throne next. think that a 1,000-year Imperial bloodline may come to an end here.
Ah.
We will certainly be witnessing history in the making firsthand. Yuri? What you doing there, bud?
Praying, clearly.
Hey.
What's with that look? Is it really so strange that I'm here? Yep.
Actually...
Maybe a bit. Sorry, it's just kind of novel seeing you pray so peacefully. Now, haven't we talked about this before? My mother's a devout believer. Perhaps it's because I watched her do it so much, but praying before a big event has been a habit of mine ever since I was little. I don't know, you seem like the godless
He's
heathen
praying
type.
he'll someday get his relic back.
Unlikely. So we're going to be chasing the enemy down while they try to escape?
Honestly, I don't know.
That gives me an icky feeling. Almost like we're the bad guys now or something.
That reminds me.
That's what happened. That's what was happening when we first fought each other, remember? The Empire was chasing the Archbishop through the Valley of Torment. Yeah, and it didn't feel right then either. That's also probably why I agreed to join you. And probably why I'll double-cross you, go back to the Empire.
Right?
I carry a little of everything here. You've got
Got an eye
an eye
for quality,
friend.
friend.
Hope to see you again soon. Not good. Got a second?
Counterpoint though, Happy, Edelgard kinda sucks. All sorts of wild stories about Count Berkeley's, like that he killed a bear with his hands. Sure, they could be exaggerations, but if there's any truth to them, it sounds like Berkeley's and His Majesty are cut from the same cloth. Well, maybe it's not really fair to compare a king and a general, but I'm talking about sheer physical prowess. At the end of the day, I wouldn't want to go toe-to-toe with either of them. Honestly, I would have rather been with Rhea than stuck here.
Huh?
How come? Can't imagine why. That's how I prefer to fight. Instead of brawling in that cramped ravine,
that's it.
launching a surprise attack on Garreg Mach would have been much more comfortable. You just don't like the heat, probably. Coco!
I mean, can you blame her? We're going to a literal volcano.
Did somebody say bear? Not now, Raphael. I cannot believe Lady Edelgard has allowed Duke Ire to do as he pleases. I fear all good sense has abandoned her. Wait, could it be? It does all add up in that case. It would also explain why they disappeared. At any rate, I believe the current Empire is being swallowed up by the darkness. I don't think they're on a different, time zone. I'm pretty sure it's still the same time of day.
Greetings, friend. Nothing to report.
Although everyone is awfully busy bustling around trying to get ready for the coming battle, I'm gonna do my very best to be a beacon of tranquility for all. You do that, bucko.
I must be telling you.
I am having one memory of the previous Duke Ire, but it is a bad one. When I was first coming to the Imperial capital, he had insults from my father. I became angry and attacked, knocking him off his feet. I am having much to reflect on. Okay, I don't see why, but you say so.
How wonderful!
Emile, it feels like a dream being reunited with you. I'll never go so far away from you again. You and me are going to stick together from now on. But Mercedes, I am merely looking for a place to die. Yeah. I have no reason to live, no path to follow. There is nothing for me now.
Not exactly.
But I'd be devastated if I lost you. I'll be happy so long as you can just keep on pushing. Keep pushing on, Emile. I don't know if that's reason enough for you to keep living, but I really hope it is. But the Death Knight, he'll surely come for you. You're you, Emil, and I'm not afraid of you. Not even a little. Besides, you don't have to worry. I've gotten a lot stronger these past 2 years. Okay. If you're gonna be rude, you're gonna not be on the couch. Goodbye. Steep mountain paths, fire all over the place, the terrifying Count Berkeley showing up. Oh, that battle was so awful. I just want to lock my door and throw away the key. And now we're charging straight to Garreg Mach through even more mountains? And I'll never relax again at this rate. Not even after the war ends.
Greetings. Can we speak a moment?
My fault.
Looks as though Duke Ayer's been partaking in the Emperor's authority to rule as he sees fit. Yet he also appears concerned about the Empire's decline and is desperately trying to safeguard against it. Do you think his loyalty is sincere? His loyalty to whom?
Yeah,
'Cause
because he's definitely loyal to someone.
Well, I think he's loyal to the concept of the Empire, but not to the Emperor.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he's loyal to the. I think you've got it right. He's loyal to the nation, but not to its leader. Like, he wants to be the one in charge.
right. But I kind of think that he wants to be in charge because he genuinely thinks that he's the better candidate to be leading than Edelgard. Which, admittedly, is
Probably,
not untrue.
yeah. I was about to say, which is admittedly probably accurate, but we're also very biased towards Edelgard. So.
Yes, don't say anything about what you think is happening now. How very tales of you, Constance. Yuritsa, Byleth actually chose to let you live. That alone is enough reason to not die, because if you actually got yourself killed after that, then Byleth would kill you for it. Being someone who's loyal to the Empire, he's been doing a pretty shit job of not letting the thing fall to pieces. I mean...
So, I mean, in fairness, situation's kind of stacked against him because, you know, those who slither in the dark are still a thing. Of course, they're a thing he's actively working alongside in the interest of making the Empire stronger and wresting control from Edelgard, but...
Let's see.
I think he truly believes he's doing right by the Empire, regardless of the means or results.
Are you certain?
That may be the case, though of course, this is all mere speculation. Anyway, we should go after them now. It's the next logical step in advancing the war. Don't you talk to me about logic. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through.
Hey, by the way...
Hilda's brother, Holst, I think that's his name. He's really someone you can count on, isn't he? I wish I knew how I could get that strong. Efficient training.
I mean, honestly...
You're certainly not lacking the effort. Maybe you could try to be more efficient with your training.
The short of it is...
I see. So you're saying I shouldn't just throw myself into everything with wild abandon. Alright, I'll give it some thought. I'll just have to find a way to get stronger that works for me. At the very least, I want to be strong enough to protect the people I hold dear. You're not strong enough to hold dear, I'm afraid.
Bios, just remember that part where Randolph explicitly said that Duke Ayer's been going out of his way to stock their general positions with pillaging bandits that have been stealing the Empire's shit.
I mean... That could just be Randolph being...
But also... I think it's every bit too that Duke Ire is just trying to make sure that the army's actually big enough to fight. Because at this point they're fighting, at this point in the canon they're fighting the Church, they're fighting the Kingdom, and they're fighting the Alliance. So, and technically, because Petra's here, there's
and Bridget.
Yeah. And through to do Dusker.
Well, through the Empire, or through Fargus Dusker.
Yeah, through Fargus Dusker, and through, and technically, although I don't think Dimitri knows it, through the Alliance, Almyra. So they're fighting literally everybody, like
Not Dagda.
Not Dagda, but
Not
you know,
Sreng.
but they're fighting pretty much everyone. So recruiting bandits or anybody that you can actually manage to recruit to be a soldier in your army probably isn't necessarily the wrong move.
Well, I mean,
putting them in general positions.
Here's the other thing.
But
he's trying to oust Edelgard.
Yep.
And basically every competent general that they have was appointed and is like a school friend of Edelgard.
Including but not limited to his own son.
So, like, you don't really have good options for generals within your own populace at that point. I don't know, I feel like when you're reached a point where you're going out of your way to hire people that are actively doing more damage to your country than the other countries you're fighting, then you're genuinely just really shit at your job. I mean... Everything's going according to plan, but I still can't shake this sense of unease. Lady Rhea and the others must be near the monastery by now. Sure hope they're safe. I wouldn't worry. They probably will have recaptured Garrick Mach by the time we can, though.
I wonder.
Wouldn't that be nice? But who knows what enemies are waiting for them at the monastery.
I'll handle it.
We've got
Bernie's
no
dad.
time to waste. Whoever they are, we'll knock them down and barrel on through. I gob. Wait, like. I, Garland, will knock you all down. The Valley of Torment lived up to its name. All those people crammed into that narrow ravine. I'll never forget the sight of it for as long as I live, no matter how much I wish I could scrub it out. Ugh, I need to think about something else. What's next? We all ready to go?
I don't know, you're still hanging out in the infirmary, Dorothea.
Just go hang out in Violet's tent for a while. By which I mean Felix's tent that she stole.
That's not good.
Ugh, this is real bad news.
Okay,
So there's this guy back in Enbar that I owe a whole bunch of money to, and now he's been captured by the Kingdom Army. Oh boy.
You're kidding.
Don't tell me you want him to get executed just so you can get out of paying your debt.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on now. Don't go trashing my good name like that. I'm not trying to get out of my debts. But I will give you affection for thinking that.
Hello there.
It appears Count Berkeley's is now in charge of the Imperial Army. So I've heard. He put up one tough fight in ALL. Getting past him won't be easy. He still wishes to be the Emperor's shield, even though he knows what's going on in the Empire. His sense of duty is admirable.
Let's see.
A guy who protects his leader no matter what? Reminds me of you, Dedu. You may be right. I would do the same if His Majesty were in a similar situation. I doubt you'd betray him even if he became a ruthless tyrant.
How may I help you?
I have orders to march with the kingdom's forces, yet I cannot help but worry for her grace. Bodlin will be thrown into absolute disarray should she come to any harm. The people would lose their spiritual support. Personally, I still believe the front lines are far too dangerous for her. But if that is what she wishes to do, far be it from me to try and stop her. By the way, how do you appreciate the two-tonedness of my helmet? You see, it's very definitely gold in certain places. Right? Right? I never thought there'd come a day when I saw Count Berkeley's as my enemy. Casper was there as well, though it would appear he has escaped for the time being.
Yeah, I don't know.
You and Casper were childhood friends, weren't you? This has got to be real tough for you. No, not especially. I've accepted that I'm staying in this army for my own survival. And Caspar has similarly come to terms with the fact that he might have to kill me someday. At least I think he has.
I was thinking.
Feels like the final battle's just around the corner, doesn't it, Commander? I know we still gotta recover Garreg Mach and capture the Imperial capital, but still, look how far we've come. Get a little choked up just thinking about it. Nerd! We finally gained the upper hand, but the enemy still has the formidable Count Berkeley's on their side. If only Holst were here.
No way.
Hey, no need to be scared. We got plenty of strong commanders, if I do say so myself. Like the Professor.
And me.
Yeah, that's right.
And Flame.
You're certainly no pushover yourself. But still, it's hard not to worry. Oh, Holst. Bear roar!
Yeah.
I heard we're gonna have to pursue the enemy. Not really built for speed, you know. I don't think I could keep up if I tried. You look quick on your feet. Bony folks always tend to move faster. You don't have to worry about me falling behind. Just go on ahead and I'll catch up eventually. Oh, hey Ash.
What do you think?
Do you remember Caspar, the Minister of Military Affairs' son? He's an old classmate of ours. Yeah, we weren't friends or anything, but I remember him. He was in the Black Eagles, right?
Right.
That's right. I talked to him a handful of times in the dining hall and at the training grounds. He was a little rough around the edges, but I've got to admit, his positive attitude was contagious. If we'd met under different circumstances, I wonder if we might have been friends. I don't know, he always seemed like kind of a tool bag, to be honest.
Right?
Indeed. Let me ponder this.
Becoming allies with Gerald's mercenaries was truly a wise decision. Their leadership far exceeds that of most knights, and a fact made abundantly clear during the battle in the Valley of Torment. It would be ideal if they could continue to work with the kingdom after the war ends. Unfortunately, it seems they have reservations about Lady Rhea for some reason or another, so that is likely out of the question.
Bio's commentary as we've been running around. See, that's why Byleth didn't invite you to the volcano in the first place, Dorothea. She remembers how much you hated going there through that oven the first and second times. Then Bio also adds, "Hey Lindhart, how's the arm doing?" And Ash, at no point have you ever been in the same class as that kid.
That makes sense.
So that's why you quit the Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and also why I'm trying to avoid Lady Rhea as much as possible.
Huh?
Sorry, am I interrupting?
No way.
Don't worry about it. It wasn't important. Anyway, you feel like you're ready? This is gonna be our toughest battle yet.
Okay.
And we'll show them what Gerald's mercenaries are made of. And Leone doesn't get to come. Because fuck Leone.
That's concerning, if I'm honest.
Garreg Mach has many tunnels that lead outside the mountains and plenty of secret passages that we don't even know about. Needless to say, Lady Rhea knows the layout of the monastery like the back of her hand, as if she built it herself. All we can do is have faith the surprise attack will succeed. I sure hope everyone is alright.
Echo says, yeah, Rhea sure has made some choices.
Actually,
The entire army's on pins and needles. Maybe it's because we're about to reclaim the monastery? Garreg Mach has always held incredible significance to the people of Fodlan. I wonder if it'll become comparable to a temple of the gods or a sacred site in Dusker. Understanding the customs and mindset of another culture can certainly be a challenge. Also, don't mind the fact that I'm shorter than you, even though I'm from the nation of 7-foot-tall giants.
Because everyone is as tall as the dude. As we learned in the actually playing Three Houses proper.
Yeah. Suppose I should be grateful to Claude and the rest of the Alliance. He said he devised a strategy that would keep the enemy at bay using only the Alliance forces. I do hope they're all safe, though.
What do you think?
Claude's a smart guy. I'm sure whatever plan he's cooked up will see them through. Indeed. He has always been someone who thinks outside the box, ever since our time at the Officers' Academy. It would be a serious blow to lose the strength of the Alliance army, considering the rest of our strategy.
Now then.
Let us place our trust in Claude's abilities and, yes, even his word. We will press on and do what must be done. Do you like how when you talk to Roderick, he basically just said, "Man, Professor Byleth really fucked shit up out there in the Valley Torment. Good on you for hiring their group, Shez." Doubly so, because you wouldn't be here to tell me that if I hadn't. Byleth would have straight up murdered you in the chest. Right. And we're good, I think. I think we're good.
But we're also...
Nope. There's two that I missed.
We're also pretty much out of time, too.
Hey! Those creepy people popped up in ALL too. Just who are they? I swear I saw them when we battled the Western Church, and then again when we took out that Cornelia lady. What's their aim here? Trying to help the Empire win the war? Oh god, there's 3. Those yellow ones can be real hard to see sometimes. Are you surprised to see scholars accompanying you? Do not be fooled by our appearance. We contribute a great deal to the battlefield. For example, determining what supplies are needed on the front lines or how many units are required to capture a stronghold. 1. The answer is 1. Regardless of an army's strategy or martial prowess, victory cannot be achieved without precise calculations. Though many leaders disregard this fundamental fact, His Majesty fully appreciates it. 1 unit is required to capture a stronghold. I mean, yeah, in that fake timeline where Shez was a colossal fuck-up and got Gerald killed, it sure as shit wasn't going to be Roderick who got killed in the aftermath.
I see.
Ugh, we've arrived as your reinforcements, and just in the nick of time. I don't see that insufferable... lovely Viscount Brennius anywhere. Has he not arrived yet? Well then, allow me to offer my support in his stead. You can count on me. Never mind my white outfit, as opposed to my black outfit.
Yep.
It's like that dress.
The blue or gold one?
No, it was blue. It was blue and black.
Or white and gold.
No, it was blue and black.
No, white and gold, obviously.
No, it was definitely blue and black. There's no question about this.
I think that's everybody.
Well, it would take 2 people to get the monastery back. One to do all the work and the other to offer her emotional support. Yeah, I mean, fair. Alright, so let's get a look at what we got going on out here. Anna's over there. 30 points. So what's interesting is, if we were in the fake timeline, this chapter would be the penultimate chapter.
Yep.
Chapter 14 would be the second to last one.
With Garrick Mach being the finale.
In our case, it's the pen ultimate chapter. Triple pen ultimate. Because we got this one, then 2 more, and then the final chapter. Unfortunately, those 2 more are very, very restricted on like what units we're allowed to bring.
Yeah, and I actually don't know if they'll let me player 2 on those.
On 15 they will, on 16 they won't. Yeah. 16 16 I'm gonna have to solo, but it's also not terribly hard. It's just Shez fucks up a bunch of dudes and call it a day. But that is a next week problem. So next week we start out with
the supports. Although, do we maybe want to consider ending stream with supports?
No.
Because because otherwise we're gonna have to start the next stream with supports too because of using training. I'd assume we're gonna be pairing units that we don't have this all the supports unlocked with.
Yeah, if we remember, but well, those ones we just do in game, so that's not a big deal.
Fair.
We just got to do the ones for Emil that that I've already done and we can't view in game properly, which isn't going to be many. Like he has very few supports. I think it's like Shez and Mercy and like maybe one other, like Catherine or somebody weird.
Well, Catherine would make sense though because they both worked at the monastery.
Fake timeline sucks and shouldn't be thought about. Yeah, basically. Anyhow, that's gonna do it for this week. So, until next week.
We'll catch you guys later.